again to another incredible episode of Adventures in Entrepreneurship. I'm, of course, your host, Jared. This is Captain Clay. And today, Clay, we are talking about creating your own momentum. And last episode, we talked about you discovering Napoleon Hill and also when you worked for Ron Hood.
Yeah.
And you discovering this whole concept of creating your own momentum. So if you would here, you kind of break it down, this creating your own momentum into 3 steps.
Yeah.
And you first talk about, if you will, committing to action.
Well, the thing that you need to do right now is that, like, if you're, watching this and you're wanting to start a new workout routine, tomorrow I'm going to be doing the boot camp Tulsa. One of my clients, great friend of mine, owns that business, John Keneally. And when you show up to boot camps, it's not like you're working out in your house and you got the TV on, kind of, and the music's kind of quiet, but the TV's on too, and you're trying to do dips or curls or bench press, but you're kind of barely, you're not really into it. You're working out, but you're not really working out. You're kind of also checking to see if the microwave's done with the popcorn. So you got 15 seconds left in the microwave. You're trying to do a few curls before you change the channel. It can't be like that. You've got to have an intense. You got to have an intensity. You've got to have an intensity. When you show up at the boot camps, right away, John's like, "All right, folks, welcome. How you guys doing? Boot camp Tulsa. Here we are, folks. We're getting ripped today. We're getting in shape. How are you doing?" It's at 5 in the morning. I mean, you're not wanting to mentally engage yet, but he gets you to engage your mind and then to commit to action. He gets you. We're moving. We're going, and that's the kind of intensity you need with your business. So if you have a business, I used to do this. I still do this. You walk in. It's 9 o'clock. Your employees are looking for you to create the momentum. So if it's just you and a guy, or you and 4 guys, or you and 5 or 6 people who work for you, or if you're in a company with 5,000 people, you need to start the day by, all right, let's go. Here we go. This is going to be a great day today. It's Monday. This will be the best week we've ever had. You feeling me like a petting zoo? Great, let's do it. That's what you got to do. You got to have that momentum. You got to create your own momentum. Commit to action right now.
That's fantastic. Step 2 is change your plan along the way if need be.
Well, so many people are going, what if I get sued? What if an employee quits? What if I get my stuff stolen? Well, guess what? Just this weekend, we had stuff stolen. We had an employee that I have some serious problems with. We've got some hardcore violations of our dress code. We've also made a lot of money and had a lot of great things happen. So don't be weak-minded. Be solution-oriented. Don't get to a point where you're going, well, I'm not going to start because I don't know if I'm going to have to change along the way. I guess the best example I'd give you is if for some reason you want to drive from Oklahoma to Minnesota, it's 12 hours. You get on I-44 east, then you get on some ambiguous highway, I can't remember. Then you go north, you get up on Highway 35, and you stay on that dude. I should remember, I've only been there 15 times. But along the way, there's always a detour. There's always construction. There's always something. There's always a kid who has to go to the bathroom. You don't just stop and go, I knew it. I knew someone would have to pee. Let's turn it around. We're done. No, that's just part to be expected. It's part of the thing. It's part of what happens. You start a business that does, some kind of recording or production. You have high-value equipment. Somebody's going to steal it. So this weekend they called and said, hey, man, somebody stole the stuff. What should we do? I'm not freaking out. I expected it to happen. It's what happens. It's just horrible humans on the planet Earth that don't know God are going to steal stuff. That's just how it is. So don't get freaked out. Don't shut down the business and fold up the tent because somebody, is stealing your camera gear. Just stay focused and commit to action and change as you need to go. Detour a little bit. Turn the blinker on, get off, get back on, make it happen.
So there's step 1, step 2, and third, probably the most important step, refuse to quit.
Well, refusing to quit is a little bit crazy because refusing to quit is totally not how the school system teaches you. Now for me, anybody who knows me, like middle school up to now, you'll know that I'm probably the world's worst test taker. I don't remember things. So it's like we never talked about Spanish or whatever. But when your teacher realizes that you're going to retake the test like 7 times, when Miss Pospickle, your algebra teacher, realizes that you're not going to ever pass the test the first time, you're going to redo it, and you're just not going to quit. Eventually, they realize there's a tenacity there. And in Minnesota, where they have outcome-based education, which I disagree with, they would basically go, okay, you can retake the test. In Oklahoma, you just fail and you're done ski. So I would have probably failed out of school and then, been homeless for a while before starting my first business. But in Minnesota, they just let you keep retaking it. And usually the second or third time I'd passed everything. And I took my ACT, I think, like 3 times to get into college. So it's just that kind of thing. I mean, you have to have that tenacity. You've got to decide that my business has no customers coming in Therefore, I will get a job at Applebee's, which I did. And at the time, that Applebee's only employed homosexuals. So that was really an exciting time. But I worked at that Applebee's. Seriously, that was the deal.
Wow.
Kyan was my boss. How you doing, buddy? Anyway, so working there, and I didn't want to work there. I didn't want to go to that environment. I didn't like that atmosphere. I didn't like the crowd. But I had to start this DJ business. And every week I would record a profound loss. I think the annual tax returns I would generate about a $26,000 loss every year. And it was okay with me because I was committed to the dream. I could see it where it was going. And just kept moving towards it. And then I lost that, or I quit that job. Then I moved on to Target. Moved up to Target. Applebee's, moved up to Target right there, right in that area. Worked at tax and accounting software, kind of moved up there. Then worked at Faith Highway, just kept kind of moving up the ladder and just staying committed to the dream. And for me the dream was, I will be poor no more, these businesses will succeed. And that's the kind of intensity you have to have. Because if you started a business and you recorded a $26,000 loss your first year, most people on the planet Earth would go, you failed, therefore you should quit. I'm saying, you failed, retake it. You know, what'd you learn from it? Do it again. Year 2, year 3, year 4. All of a sudden people go, wow, you're successful. No, but it's a big tenacity contest. All of success, and it all boils down to who is the most tenacious. So if you're watching this and you have no discernible skills, guess what? You're in good company here. Just stay tenacious, wear a blue shirt as much as possible, and go for it.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, today we've been talking, of course, about creating your own momentum. Clay, if you could, send us off here a 30-second recap.
I think creating your own momentum is deciding right now, get out a sheet of paper. If you don't have a sheet of paper, write on your hand or something, but actually write it down, because if it's just a thought, it's nothing. So I'll give you time to get a pen. Okay, you have a pen. Maybe you're typing. The thing is, right now, you have to decide where you want to be, and I want you to write on there all of the excuses that you might have. Go ahead and write down your top 3 excuses. So, excuse number 1, I don't have the time. Go ahead and write that down. I used to not have the time, but now I have enough time. Excuse number 2, I don't have the money. I used to not have the money, but now I'm going to talk to every single human I know and every human I don't know until they lend me or give me the money that I need to do this. And excuse number 3, top excuse number 3 is, I don't know how. And go ahead and write, I do know how, because I know that somebody's done it before, or it's in a great book, and I commit to reading all the books needed in order to gain this knowledge so that I can do what I want to do. And if for some reason you still cannot grasp this concept, I encourage you to buy a rally monkey. And this is my rally monkey. The Minnesota Twins in 1987 won the World Series right there. And the Twins. And the Twins weren't supposed to win. They went from worst to first there. I think, and so basically the rally monkey here is indicative for me of starting every day with some momentum, getting the rally going. So if things are really bad, you need to go on a cruise right now and find a local vendor and buy a coconut, have them hollow it out into the shape of a monkey, bring it back, put a Twins hat on it, have it get a legitimate African flute, put it on your desk, and you'll be successful.
I don't think that last part's true at all.
That last part's not true at all, but that's just worst case scenario.
That's fantastic. As always, folks, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, post them on our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. And as always, you can email Clay, C-L-A-Y, at makeyourlifeepic.com. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Take care.